we are going to look at complexity in ISD. The team members involved in this presentation are Navia E. Babu, Moses Diane, and Phil Healy. It is evident that within the industry there is a big increase in globalization. There's many reasons for this, and some of these include technological improvements over the recent years are constantly developing. There's new enhancements made to product and services. Users require different products or services. There's new markets, there's new entries into the market, so companies and organisations need to maintain a competitive advantage along with long-term sustainability. So companies need to adapt the environment that they're working on and respond to the needs of the user. In order to improve this process, ISD plays a vital role in the implementation and adaptation. Organisations need to make essential changes to both their business process and the implementation of their job processes. And in execution, ISD has moved from solely a technocentric approach to more of a socio-technical approach, and that can be seen the importance of it across various articles. In this report, we will look at complexity from an organisational management perspective, complexity from a technical perspective, the challenges experienced for an organisation with complexity in ISD, and the strategies that will help to prevent and resolve those challenges. As previously mentioned, there has been a move from a technocentric approach to more of a socio-technical approach, and adopting aspects of organisation management and social orientation. This creates value within the organisation. Historically, ISD would have been seen as solving a specific problem. However, this has changed from a pure technical approach to a more socio-technical approach. The development in information technology and the advancement have drove the changes in ISD, because there's constantly new technology, new developments, new improvements, and there's a heightened awareness on the needs for the consumer based on user interaction development, as that has all changed. It can be noted that there's a high level of risk attached to ISD projects, and 30 to 40% of them fail. There's a massive element of risk attached, so a structured ISD approach helps prevent the level of risk. It identifies the areas of risk, and based on the feedback within the qualities of complexity, knowledge can be gained, predictive measures can be used in order to prevent this, and it has the ultimate outcome of saving the organisation a substantial amount of money. Once you know the origin of risk, it is possible to reduce this, and this allows for an increased communication level based on the feedback, so you can work on different areas as a team, identify what's the problem, and put in preventative measures and solutions in place. There's various qualities of complexities. These include interdependencies, diversity, adaptation, and connectedness. And the interaction of these elements within a system and between the system and environment results in the outcome of complexity. Behaviours are displayed within these properties, and feedback is given based on their outcomes exhibited. Interdependencies look at how other entities influence each other. It exists when a strong connection is present between other elements in order to convey information. Diversity portrays the differences within the entities. It arises when there's a large or various number of systems. Adaptation, due to behaviours exhibited, the organisation will need to respond and adapt based on the feedback given and adapt to the environment, both based on user requirements, but also changes in the industry as well. Connectedness, how many entities an entity is connected to. Effective communication is required based on the feedback in order to adapt. And if no connections, then the result is not complex.
Complexity in organizational perspective. The projects in ISD are commonly a result of need to enhance the system for the business needs. that are suitable for the complex nature of the organization. The organization these days have shifted their focus from product development to facilitating organizational changes. The shift in environmental factors and technology has led to more complex unstructured relationship with stakeholders and the expectations from the organization. ISD projects are mainly not just focused on product performance, they are now enablers of both business and technical performance. Clear attention is given to creation of social and physical changes in order to create a physical deliverable. This approach has worked well to create and recognize the intentions of ISD projects. Projects in management perspectives can be viewed by managers and teams as routines to be followed in system development, such as procedures, processes, and organizational structure. This approach usually leads to preconceived assumptions about the clear and stable problem with defined goals and strategies to achieve it. But this is not the same in a complex environment. Both subject matter experts and researchers have realized that the need for the involvement of soft system in system development and its importance in the emergent requirement of social cultural complexities. The changing landscapes and the human element that are concerned in the development unfolds the process of system requirement and its specification to the next level of complexity in the system. Some of the processes involved in soft system developments are considering all the stakeholders, influencing agents, the interconnectedness, and the power relations reduced to the projects focused on product requirement based on emergent property. They represent the project in broader terms and understand the cross organizational structure, diversity, and there are some amount of negotiability in the power structures created. Each member of the team would have their own knowledge base and techniques to interact with each other, understand the project from different perspectives, which help everyone involved to learn, adapt, and apply the techniques in various phases. Some of the challenges faced by ISD projects. The socio-technical approach in product development led to increase in complexity across cross-organizational structures, business change, emerging needs of business using technology, secure domains, complexity and instability in the process over time, use of outsourced team and survival of the organization in the specific industry. Some of the areas affected by complexity in system development are business value of the system development strategy, system development capability, system development resource allocation. The business need and defining the problem that are faced in an organization is usually the result of a past struggle between management and the technical teams assigned to the project. They forget to realize that there are various perspectives of the team and its development and their interdependencies during system development. The management sometimes do not understand the need for user requirement in the early stages of development. According to them, moving resources for the project development would increase the cost of resource allocation. Power relations created hamper with the scope defining process of the project. It can sometimes cause conflicting issues in a way that the scope management process can be miscommunicated. If such issues raise in project where the implementation is taking place, if the project has been prolonged, the cost of resource allocation and time can be overrun.
ISD is the intervention activity which adopts the IT products in the organization's situation. The ISD product activities are as following: studying about the organization mission, activities, structure; studying about the organization IS, information handling; redesigning the organization's IS. It redefines the information handling and also defines the requirements of the IT products. obtains the IT products, implements the organization's IS, gives training to deal the IS and also for the conversion of the information from the old to new format. In the ISD process, three steps are of interest of the developers: organization, organization's information system, IT products. Modeling is a technique which is used to handle the complexity. There are two steps included in the modeling. They are conceptualization. It is the intellectual design by understanding an entity. Representation, implementing the design which is created at the time of conceptualization. Dealing with complexity is done using two factors, that is, the quantity should be reduced and diversity should be reduced. The first process which is applied in the modeling is abstraction. Abstraction is considered to be one of the irrelevant processes which are in the organization. It uses the resources which are necessary for the organization. It leads in grouping as classes or categories. While processing models and modeling, two concepts are very important. Meta model, applying various models in separate processes into one final hybrid model is called meta model. Ontology, using the result of the abstraction is similar but in a new situation. The model which is done already is easily understandable, so it can be done in the relevant situation. Ontology can be applied in a business category like insurance organization, finance organization, etc. Formal languages like Max are difficult to read, but it is rich in expressiveness. Diagrammatical languages are easy, but it is difficult to reduce the chaos. Standardization symbols are being suggested to be used in these diagrammatical languages. Entity relationship model, NIAM, object oriented are some of the diagrams which are used to represent the IS in ISD. Different expressiveness is there in these models. Complexity reducing strategies used in conceptualization phase. First one is partition, second one is systems thinking, and third one is filtering. While the partition process, a major problem arises. While we see an organization, it shows some property. But when it is seen as separate elements, the property cannot be defined. This is called as the emergent property. The filtering strategy is suggested for these kinds of activities than the system thinking. The system meta model is used for this purpose. The strategies in the representation phase are levels of detail, projection, partition. Levels of detail in a project starting with low detail of the complete model with other detailed representations instead of a single model. Using these strategies, the quantity can be reduced. The levels of details are achieved by usage of a single common language. Example is a data flow diagrams. In the soft systems design, sense making is one of the important processes involved. The sense making process is a complex system, involves mainly four processes: making sense of the attitudes and expectations, filtering the out of scope processes with the stakeholders, shifting focus by adapting to change as per expectations, negotiating what can be expected. Sometimes this complex sense making process involves a team of members discussing the scope change in a project. While the feedbacks are generated, most would be negative feedback processes as one would try to contradict others' views. This helps encourage diversity in a team. If sense making process takes place, the three processes that are conflict management, risk management, and scope of the project becomes flexible. Agent based modeling. This method helps the organization or team to explore all complexity related possibilities in the project. The agent based models are created using the various individuals involved and the power relations, interconnectedness, and information flow in the system. Some designs using agent-based models are used for verification and validation of various theories. For example, the traffic system have been using the agent-based models to predict change in the environment. Thanks for watching.